Hi, this is Janak Reddy Dubbaka. Now we are going to discuss one important topic, that is electromagnetic waves, and it is very important for mains and NEET. Here, Maxwell equations. These are the four equations on which complete electromagnetism is explained, and these are not discovered by Maxwell, and they were discovered by Gauss, Faraday, and Ampere. But Maxwell worked on them and explained that these are the four equations on which complete electromagnetism is based and can be explained. So here, these are the four Maxwell equations. First one, Gauss law of electrostatics. According to Gauss law, electric flux through any closed surface is q by epsilon naught, where q is the charge enclosed by the closed surface. This law we already studied in electrostatics, that is surface integral E bar dot ds bar is equal to q by epsilon naught, where q is the charge enclosed by that closed surface. And Gauss law for magnetostatics, the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is zero. This is a flux in magnetic field, that is surface integral B bar dot ds bar is equal to 0. And third one, Ampere's circuital law. This law states that the line integral of magnetic field over any closed surface equal to mu naught into I, where I is the current inside the closed loop considered. And it here integral surface integral B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught into I. And fourth one, Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. The induced EMF is numerically equal to the time rate of change of magnetic field. This is the induced EMF, that is the integral surface integral E bar dot dl bar is equal to minus d pi by dt. This will the Faraday's. These are the four equations known as Maxwell's equations. Next one, displacement current. So here this is the capacitor. A capacitor is being charged. When it is charged, this is the external circuit. This is a current passing through the external circuit. For example, in between these plates, these are circular plates of the capacitor. If you place one compass needle in between the plates, this needle can be deflected. Means there is a magnetic field, then only it can be deflected. For this one, if you apply Ampere's law, for that I am taking one loop here. This is the loop which is having same area of these two plates. This is the loop. If you apply Ampere's law, that is integral B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught into I enclosed. But here is the current enclosed in between the plates 0. This becomes mu naught into 0. This becomes 0. Therefore, B is equal to 0. According to Ampere's law, in between the plates, magnetic field is 0. But while you placing the magnetic compass, that compass is deflecting, means there must be some magnetic field. Therefore, this Ampere's law is not correct. Therefore, Maxwell modified this equation. This is nothing but a modified Ampere's law or Ampere-Maxwell law. According to Maxwell's law, integral B bar dot dl bar is equal to mu naught into IC plus ID. Here IC is nothing but conduction current. Conduction current. that is nothing but dq by dt, and id is nothing but displacement current. Displacement current, this is equal to epsilon naught into d pi e by dt, where pi is nothing but electric flux. Electric flux. See here, at any instant, q is the charge on these plates, and here it is minus q. Therefore, during charging, the electric field in between the plates changes. Therefore, this change in electric field induces the magnetic field. That is, time varying electric field induces the magnetic field. Therefore, time varying electric field induces magnetic field. Due to this one, here magnetic field is created in between the plates due to the change in electric field. Therefore, using this one, this is a modified Ampere's law. This is nothing but Ampere's Maxwell equations. Here there are two currents. One is IC, conduction current, another one is displacement current in between the plates. So for the calculation of displacement current, here I am taking one area. This area is equivalent to area of the circular plates. This is A. Here is the conduction current IC. These are electric flux lines passing through this area. Electric flux lines. Therefore, here this is the direction of electric field in between the plates. This is displacement current. So, inside the capacitor plates, electric field is equal to q by a epsilon naught. Therefore, electric flux pi is equal to E into A. This becomes q by a epsilon naught into A. This becomes q by epsilon naught. Here, d pi by dt is equal to 1 by epsilon naught constant. This becomes dq by dt. Therefore, dq by dt is nothing but conduction current by epsilon naught. But according to definition, displacement current id is equal to epsilon naught into d pi by dt. This is epsilon naught. D pi by dt is equal to IC by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught cancel. This is equal to IC. Therefore, ID is equal to IC. Here, displacement current is equal to conduction current. If you consider half of the area, therefore flux also here q by a epsilon naught. In that case, ID is equal to IC by 2. Means here displacement current is uniformly distributed on the area between the plates. This displacement current is uniformly distributed between the area of the plates. This is about displacement current. Next one, Maxwell equations. Maxwell equations already completed. Nature of electromagnetic waves. See here, an electromagnetic wave is produced by oscillating charge or accelerating charges. And this electromagnetic wave consists of time varying electric and magnetic fields. Time varying electric and magnetic fields. This is electromagnetic wave. Here electric field is taken along y-axis and the magnetic field is taken along z-axis, and the wave is propagating through x-axis. Therefore, here wave is propagating through x-axis. the wave direction is in the direction of E bar cross P bar. This is electromagnetic wave. Therefore, electromagnetic wave consists of electric and magnetic fields. These two fields are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to wave propagation direction. Therefore, the direction of wave propagation is along E bar cross B bar. See here. General mathematical equation of electromagnetic wave. Here electric field Ey is equal to E naught into sin kx minus omega t, or Ey is equal to E naught into sin 2 pi x by lambda minus Vt, or Ey is equal to E naught into sin 2 pi x by lambda minus t by t. This is the representation of electric field. Similarly, the representation of magnetic field, Bz is equal to B naught into sin kx minus omega t. Here Bz also sin 2 pi x by lambda minus Vt, and this is a different forms of magnetic fields to represent the electromagnetic waves. Here E naught and B naught are respectively amplitude or peak values of electric and magnetic fields. Here here this is a magnetic field, this is a peak value, therefore it is nothing but E naught, and this is a magnetic field, here also magnetic field peak values B naught. E naught and B naught are amplitudes of electric and magnetic fields, or peak values of electric and magnetic fields. Here omega is nothing but angular frequency, here nu is nothing but linear frequency, or omega is equal to 2 pi n or 2 pi nu. This is linear frequency. And V is equal to n lambda. This is wave velocity. Here lambda is wavelength, and k is nothing but wave number, angular wave number. Therefore, k is equal to 2 pi by lambda, and wave velocity V is equal to omega by k. And another notation for electromagnetic wave, that is a general wave equation. E bar is equal to E naught into sin omega t minus k bar dot r bar. Here r bar is the position vector of a point on the wavefront. On the wavefront, if you take any point, its position vector is r bar, and k bar is known as wave vector. Here magnitude of wave vector square root of kx square plus ky square plus kz square, and the wave vector k bar is equal to kxi cap, kyj cap, kz k cap, and its position vector is xi cap, yj cap, zk cap. Therefore, the direction of k bar gives the direction of wave propagation. Therefore, k cap is equal to c cap, and this is wave propagation direction. Here, using Maxwell equations, it can be proved that wave velocity V is equal to omega by k, that is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught. So here wave velocity in vacuum C is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught. So very important one. And also it can also be proved from Maxwell's equation that electric field amplitude and magnetic field amplitude B naught in the electromagnetic wave are related as C is equal to E naught by B naught, or C is equal to E by B. Here E and B are, instantaneous values of electric and magnetic fields at the particular instant of time. See here, electromagnetic waves can also be propagating through a medium. When it is propagating through a medium, it depends on medium properties. For example, for that medium, electric field inside the medium is described by the term permittivity. That permittivity epsilon is equal to epsilon r plus epsilon naught. Like that, for magnetic field also, that depends on permeability. Mu is equal to mu r into mu naught. Therefore, the speed of electromagnetic wave in a medium V is equal to 1 by square root of mu into epsilon. Or whereas in vacuum, C is equal to 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught. So here V is equal to, in the place of mu, we can write a mu r into mu naught. Here mu r into mu naught. Here epsilon r into epsilon naught. this becomes 1 by square root of mu r epsilon r and mu naught into c naught. So here 1 by mu naught into c naught, mu naught into epsilon naught is nothing but c. Therefore v is equal to c by square root of mu r into epsilon r. Here mu r is relative permeability and mu epsilon r is relative permittivity. Therefore here epsilon r we can write out k is nothing but a dielectric constant, and here v is equal to c by square root of mu r into epsilon r, or another way v is equal to c by square root of mu r into k, where k is nothing but dielectric constant of the material. See here some characteristics and properties of electromagnetic waves. The first one, electromagnetic waves are produced by accelerating or oscillating electric charges. These are the waves produced when a charge is accelerating or a charge is oscillating. This is the first property. Second one, they are self-sustaining oscillations of electric and magnetic fields which are coupled to each other. And the electromagnetic wave consists of electric and magnetic fields. And third one, time varying electric and magnetic fields are mutually perpendicular and perpendicular to the direction of propagation. See, already we seen here if electric field is along y axis and the magnetic field is along z axis and the wave propagation direction is along positive x axis. Here both time varying electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to wave propagation. Hence electromagnetic waves are transverse in nature, not longitudinal nature. These are transverse in nature. And fourth one, the coupled sinusoidal electric and magnetic field variations are occurring in same phase so that they attain their maximum or peak values at same time. These electric and magnetic fields having same phase, therefore both reaches a maximum value at a same instant of time. And fifth one, electromagnetic waves do not require any material medium for their propagation, means they can travel through vacuum also. Therefore the propagation in free space with a speed equal to c, that c is given by 1 by square root of mu naught into epsilon naught, where c is velocity of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. When the electromagnetic wave propagates through a material medium, and v is equal to c by square root of mu r into k, and where mu r is nothing but relative permeability and k is dielectric constant. This is seventh one. See here, v is equal to c by square root of mu r into k. From this, c by v is equal to square root of mu r into epsilon r. Here c by v is nothing but refractive index of the medium. This is refractive index of the medium. This refractive index sometimes we can denote it as a mu. Already our mu is permeability, therefore I am taking NL. Therefore refractive index n is equal to square root of mu r into epsilon r. So here for a transparent medium, mu r is equal to 1. For transparent medium, mu r is equal to 1. Therefore n is equal to square root of epsilon r. But epsilon r you can denote it as a dielectric constant, n is equal to square root of k, or squaring on both sides, k is equal to n square. Therefore here dielectric constant k is equal to n square, where n is nothing but refractive index of the medium. And next eighth one, the speed of electromagnetic wave is also obtained as the ratio of magnitude of electric field to that of magnitude of magnetic field at any instant. C is equal to E naught by B naught or E by B. And the ninth one, electromagnetic waves do not carry any charge, and so they are not deflected by external static electric and magnetic fields. Means these electromagnetic waves are does not deflected by electric and magnetic fields. And the 10th one, all the electromagnetic waves irrespective of their frequency, means low or high frequency, travel with the speed equal to c in space. Therefore if electromagnetic wave having low frequency or high frequency, these electromagnetic waves travel with equal speed, that is c. And next one, the speed of electromagnetic wave follows general expression for the wave speed v is equal to n lambda or v is equal to nu into lambda. Here n is nothing but linear frequency, nu also nothing but linear frequency. But this n is different. Here n I am taking for refractive index and this is for linear frequency. And 12th one, experiments by Hertz demonstrated that electromagnetic waves of any frequency means or any wavelength undergo refraction, diffraction, polarization and can form a standing waves. Means here electromagnetic waves can also can follow refraction, diffraction and polarization and reflection like this. In 13 one, electromagnetic wave carry energy which is shared equally by the electric and magnetic fields. When electromagnetic wave is propagating through a medium, it consists of electric and magnetic field. Here, energy is carried by electric field and also magnetic field. But this energy is equally carried by electric and magnetic fields. In a region of space where this bold E is nothing but E bar and this is nothing but B bar, fields vary sinusoidally. The average energy density of electric field UE bar associated with electric field, average energy density UB bar associated with the magnetic field, this UE bar is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square, and like that magnetic field 1 by 2 B square by mu naught. This is average energy density associated with electric field associated with magnetic field. Here E and B represented obviously the RMS values of sinusoidally varying electric and magnetic fields. Here electric and magnetic fields are sinusoidally changes. Therefore, here we have to take only RMS values. Whenever in any formula, if simply E or B is given, these are nothing but RMS values. But RMS values also we can express in a peak value, that is ERMS is equal to E naught by root 2 and BRMS is equal to B naught by root 2. These are RMS value. Therefore, by substituting E value in average energy density for electric field, here E square is equal to nothing but ERMS square. Therefore, ERMS square is equal to E square by 2. Therefore, E square is equal to nothing but E square by 2. And B square is nothing but B naught square by 2. By substituting average electric field in terms of peak value 1 by 4 epsilon naught E naught square. Like that magnetic field 1 by 4 B naught square mu naught. Therefore, total average energy density possessed by the electromagnetic wave, therefore total energy density, sum of energy associated with electric field and magnetic field, therefore, and finally we get here UB is also 1 by 4 B naught square by mu, therefore 1 by 4 into 1 by mu naught, but E naught by B naught is equal to C. From this B naught is equal to E naught by C. By substituting this one, therefore 1 by 4 epsilon naught E naught. Therefore, here energy associated with electric field and energy associated with magnetic field both are equal. Therefore total energy density U is equal to average density of electric field, average density of magnetic field, but both are equal. Therefore, this one also is nothing but UE plus UE 2UE. Therefore, U bar is equal to 2 into electric field. This becomes 1 by 4 into epsilon naught into E naught square. Therefore, this becomes 1 by 2 into epsilon naught into E naught square. This is average energy density for both electric and magnetic field in terms of electric field. Like that U bar is equal to 1 by 2 B naught square by mu naught. This is average energy density, means energy passing through that electromagnetic wave, means energy per unit volume is nothing but average energy density. Next, 14th one, electromagnetic waves carry energy and linear momentum. If U is the total energy transferred to the surface in a time t, then momentum transferred P is equal to U by C. Next, 15. Since electromagnetic waves possess momentum, they can exert radiation pressure. Therefore, radiation pressure is equal to linear momentum transferred by the electromagnetic wave by area of the surface into time. Therefore, radiation pressure P is equal to linear momentum P by linear momentum P by area into time. This P is nothing but momentum and this is nothing but a radiation pressure. Next, another important one, 16. The intensity of electromagnetic radiation during the propagation of electromagnetic wave at a point is defined as amount of energy passing through unit normal area around that point in unit time. This is nothing but I is equal to energy per unit time unit area. Energy by time is nothing but power. Therefore, I is equal to power by A. So here, if U bar is the total average density carried by electromagnetic wave, then total energy passing through unit normal area in 1 second. See here, this is the area A and electromagnetic wave is propagating through this medium. After delta t, the energy crossing this area, therefore distance travelled in delta t, this is nothing but C into delta t. Here total energy crossing this area in a time delta t, U is equal to total energy density into volume. This becomes 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square into volume means area into length. This total volume is nothing but area cross section and length A into C delta T. This is the total energy. But according to definition, intensity I is equal to energy per unit area per unit time. Therefore, U by A into delta T. By A into delta T, this A delta T cancel. This becomes 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square into C. Therefore, I is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square is average energy density. Therefore, intensity is equal to average energy density into C. This is intensity, or I is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught E square into C. This is average energy density. Therefore, intensity I is equal to very important 1 by 2 C epsilon naught C into E naught square, or this becomes 1 by 2 C into B naught square by mu naught in terms of magnetic field, and this one is in terms of electric field. Here also E naught, and 1 by 2 epsilon naught C is constant. Therefore, I intensity proportional to magnitude or amplitude of electric field vector. This next property. Here E bar and B bar are the electric and magnetic field vectors. Then velocity vector of a wave propagation is along E bar cross B bar. That is, V bar is in the direction of E bar cross B bar. So here like that, here these are the unit vectors along x axis, y axis, z axis. I cap cross j cap is equal to k cap. K cap cross I cap is equal to j cap. Like that, here unit vectors along electric field E cap, B cap, C cap. Therefore, here E cap cross B cap, E cap cross B cap is equal to C cap, and B cap cross C cap is equal to E cap, and C cap cross E cap is equal to B cap. So, very important one. Here C cap is equal to E cap cross B cap. This is we can find out the direction of wave propagation using this one. See here. Here intensity, when a wave is propagating through vacuum, the intensity of the electromagnetic wave in vacuum, I vacuum is equal to, see here, 1 by 2 epsilon naught c E naught square. 1 by 2 epsilon naught c E naught square. If the wave is propagating through medium, for medium epsilon naught becomes k epsilon naught. Therefore here k epsilon naught. Here velocity of light c, here velocity of light v. And E naught square for medium vacuum and E naught square m, this is for medium. Therefore 1 by 2 k epsilon naught, v is nothing but c by n, and E naught square in per medium. See 1 by 2, n is equal to root k is equal to n square. Here in the place of k, here is n square, epsilon naught c by n, and this becomes E naught square for the medium. Therefore here n cancel, E medium is equal to 1 by 2 n epsilon naught c E naught square in medium. So very important one. When a wave is propagating through vacuum, intensity of electromagnetic wave 1 by 2 epsilon naught c E naught square. And the wave is electromagnetic wave is propagating through medium, its intensity is 1 by 2 n epsilon naught c E naught square for medium. Here n is nothing but refractive index of the medium. Next 18. It may be noted that vector called Poynting vector, this is nothing but S bar, gives the magnitude and direction of energy transported by electromagnetic wave per second per unit normal area. This S bar is given by E bar cross B bar by mu naught. It is nothing but energy per unit area per unit time is nothing but intensity. Therefore I is equal to intensity modulus of magnitude of Poynting vector. Therefore I is equal to modulus of S bar is equal to modulus of E bar cross B bar by mu naught. Here E bar cross B bar both are perpendicular to each other. This becomes EB by mu naught. Therefore I is equal to S is equal to EB by mu naught, and here intensity also 1 by 2. Here E is nothing but RMS value E naught by root 2, and B is nothing but B naught by root 2, E naught by root 2, B naught by root 2, root 2 into root 2 1. Therefore I is equal to 1 by 2 into E naught into B naught by mu naught. Therefore I is equal to 1 by 2 into E naught by mu naught, but B naught is equal to E naught by C. This becomes 1 by 2 E naught square into mu naught into C, or this becomes 1 by 2 epsilon naught into C into E naught square, the same as before this one. Therefore this is Poynting vector. It is nothing but intensity of the electromagnetic wave. And next 18th one, the total energy transferred to a black surface over a cycle by normal incidence of EM wave is equal to 1 by 2 epsilon naught ERM square plus 1 by 2 BRM square mu naught into AD. This is total energy is nothing but energy density U bar into volume. Therefore U is equal to energy density, that is associated with electric field, ERMS square, energy density associated with the magnetic field, BRMS square mu naught into volume. Volume means area into thickness. A is the surface area, D is the thickness. These are the important characteristics or properties of electromagnetic waves. With this we completed electromagnetic waves, a very small chapter, that too very important for mains and NEET. We can expect at least one problem from this chapter. That too every student can answer the problem by knowing these important formulas. See, by little effort, if you buy all these formulas, every student can answer whatever the question is given under this chapter in mains or NEET. Thank you.